Popular blogger Jason Lee warns his friends and family that if
Yo, hip hop pipes, man. What up? Let y'all get in here real quick. Oh yeah, let's get into it though. The popular blogger says if he dies, Jay-Z did it.
he goes missing and harmed, that they should point the finger at Jay-Z. This is one of the smartest things Jason Lee has ever done. If Jason Lee feels like he got some type of friction or static with Jay-Z, then of course his life is in danger. Do we forget that before Jay-Z became the billionaire social justice warrior, bruh, that Jay-Z is a violent human being? That Jay-Z literally shot his own brother for stealing jewelry from him?
And the story basically goes, just to give it a kind of a background, I guess his brother kept stealing Jay-Z's jewelry. So at one point, I guess Jay-Z pulled out a gun and ended up shooting his brother, I guess in the arm or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was a shot.
That Jay-Z literally stabbed somebody over bootlegging his album.
I actually walked up and I was on the ground. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm stabbed. Jay stabbed me. So I'm like, what? And he's like, Jay-Z stabbed me. And I'm like, what are you saying? Like, I'm like, stop saying that, pretty much. Like, what are you saying? Like, I just didn't think he knew what he was saying. I didn't know if he was...
Let's be clear here. If Jason Lee feels like he's an...
Wow, Jay-Z stabbed his brother? That's crazy. That shit is wild to me.
Enemy of Jay-Z, Jason Lee's life is somewhat in danger. Jason Lee is 100% justified to feel like if he go missing, Jay-Z is responsible. Like, do we forget that Cameron has dissed almost everybody in the industry? That Cameron have went to war and popped into a lot of people. But only one person has gotten Cameron touched, and that's allegedly Jay-Z. Because according to Cameron, man, when the shooters came up, bruh, they threw up the rock.
What happened was they told me to give up the car, and I looked at him like he was stupid.
How to buy a
Pulled off, and then he started shooting.
As Cameron drove off in his Lamborghini sports car down this Washington, D.C. street, he was shot twice in the arms.
I seen the nigga throw that diamond up before the shots was fired.
And when Jay-Z got asked about it, man, Jay-Z said, man, he's snitching. Yo, he's a dangerous guy, bruh.
Does he go too far when he says or suggests somebody from Rockefeller shot him?
Of course. That's just criminal. Like suggesting that somebody from Rockefeller shot him. That's just like, that's snitching. That's like snitching. No, that's like straight snitching. I ain't even dry snitching. I thought that was dry snitching. I got to upgrade the definition.
But fortunately for Jason Lee, I don't think that
That's crazy that Jay-Z actually shot his brother for bootlegging and shit. Like, I do understand, but
Jason Lee issues with Jay-Z is as deep as Cameron and Jay-Z issues went, or as deep as Jay-Z and his brother issues are, as deep as Jay-Z and Rivera issues, right? I do believe that Jay-Z is probably a little upset at Jason Lee. I don't think he's irate just yet. Probably he's irate right now because Jason Lee went public with it. But I believe Jason Lee's issues with Jay-Z stem from, Jason Lee sort of being outspoken. Like Jason Lee going on the Piers Morgan, YouTube channel and claiming, yo, where's Jay-Z at? Or asking the question of why has Jay-Z been so silent during these Diddy rumors and these Diddy indictments?
Why are nobody speaking out? Why is Usher and Justin Bieber not condemning these rumors? Where is Beyonce and Jay-Z?
Yes,
people
where are they?
Watching.
Look at CLR. Shout out CLR. Criminal lawyer reacts. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And he's going to react to all the self-snitching.
This train, people are watching this train wreck.
We're about to hear shortly from Jason Lee why he believes that he's on Jay-Z's bad side and why he believes that if he goes missing, Jay-Z is responsible. But from that particular clip, Jay-Z or Jason Lee could probably be on Jay-Z's radar, because Jay-Z wants to just reach out to Jason Lee and let him know, hey, bro, stop mentioning my name with Diddy, man. That ain't thorough. That ain't cool. Leave me out of it. Please. Leave me out of it. Like he did with Piers Morgan. Because Jaguar Wright and Jason Lee were the only two who went on Piers Morgan that day and brought up Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
As well.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane.
As we know by now, Jay-Z and Beyonce was watching that episode with close eyes, bro, glasses on and everything, because shortly after they aired that particular clip, Piers Morgan was forced to come back on air and apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce and clip out all parts that they were discussed from out of his program.
Expectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. We apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So Jason Lee could be paranoid. Maybe Jay-Z wants to talk to him because he's seen him on Piers Morgan mentioning his name and he just wanted to, temperature check. That's what I initially thought. And then I started to go through my vault, man, and I realized that Jason Lee has spoke on Jay-Z and Beyonce's secret in the past. And that Jason Lee had damn near, again, not blackmail, bro, right? But he has damn near sent out just a light threat to Beyonce that, if she don't want for things to come out, man, she got to play ball or play nice. And I was like, yo, this is a little deeper than I thought.
I think optically, when you don't include other black leaders in the culture in the fold, that just take me out of it. The Breakfast Club, you should have honored and brought more black, and I spent thousands of over $40,000 in tickets and shared the experience with friends. And I've done a lot, and I'm not even going to say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy. I'm going to tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions. and I'm going to do it right now.
And that Jason Lee had damn near, again, not blackmail, bro, right? But he has damn near sent out just a light threat to Beyonce that, you know, if she don't want for things to come out, man, she got to play ball or play nice. And I was like, yo, this is a little deeper than I thought.
I think optically, when you don't include other black leaders in the culture in the fold, I mean, that just take me out of it. The Breakfast Club, I mean, you should have honored and brought more black. And I spent thousands of over $40,000 in tickets and shared the experience with friends. And I've done a lot, and I'm not even going to say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy. I'm going to tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now.
Yo, what the fuck is he saying?
Ooh, and that's where I go back to like we're friends in the game. We support each other. We help each other out. Can you imagine had I put that on Hollywood Law? Oh, there was one more thing. Beat this, Johnny.
What the fuck?
Hi, I'm Steve Ballmer. I spent 34 years growing Microsoft, 10 years owning the LA Clippers basketball.
Woo! So that in itself, I think Beyonce could have gave me a, you know what I mean? Like there should be a little love there. Now,
maybe she doesn't know.
Beyonce doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce.
Yvette
they're not going to share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette know I got the receipts. I got them. Now if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I can get it to I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's going to be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
Huh?
So Jason Lee told his co-host a secret about Beyonce that was so earth-shattering. He said, yo, you don't want this out. And their faces were like, whoa. So the secret had to be pretty juicy. It had to be pretty damaging because their faces were like mind blown. It probably involves Jay-Z, if I'm being honest. And then towards the latter end, you guys heard Jason Lee gave an ultimatum. Hey, if I don't book Kelly Rowland, if she don't come to do my show, I'm going to put the secret out about Beyonce. Now, unfortunately, we would never know exactly what would happen if Kelly Rowland never came because they got it done. But, man, what secret do Jason Lee have on Beyonce? And it's because of that, plus Jason Lee recent comments about Beyonce and Jay-Z and Diddy, even saying, yo, Jay-Z and Beyonce, I seen them at Diddy parties. So even in the scenario of not really saying nothing regarding Diddy, but you pair that up with the prior ultimatums and threats, you can see maybe why Jay-Z has been reaching.
Man, what does Jason Lee have on Jay-Z?
in the news recently, and I don't know why the names keep getting louder and louder and louder. But they are. Jay-Z and Beyonce. First, let me start by saying Rob has known me for almost 20 years. How much do I love this artist right
here? Oh, love Beyonce.
Down. Like, what? Everything about her. I've been to every concert. I bought every album. I've been to every concert multiple times. Every special she's done, I've watched it. Every interview, every performance. Love. I was there at Coachella. I love Beyonce. And I want to say that because just like I love Kamala Harris, there are times where we're not going to agree or like something that somebody does, and that is okay. Nobody is above being talked about in our commentary. Jay-Z is an icon. He is probably arguably the best living rapper, rap mogul right now in the world. Smart businessman. Love him to death. Have met him a few times. Love Jay-Z. Not the biggest fan like I am of her, because I'm gay. But I love what he represents, coming from nothing and making it. You know, coming from middle-class family, putting both her parents on. Dad cheated on her mom and then, you know, kicked them out the way and whatever. But I love her relationship with her mom. I love them, their family unit. I love the package that they have created for the world to invest in. And we are all invested in this relationship. Now, like Will and Jada, they both have started coming out a little bit more to the community, allowing us to peek into their secret lives. Beyonce is posting captions. She's washing her hair online. I think she may have even done meet and greets. She's let people touch her. She's actually showing that she's human. And when you do that, people want more and more and more. And now the people want more and they want to know more. And now, after Piers Morgan, why y'all did that, I don't know. What I do know is on my podcast, I told y'all niggas, I said, get a new publicist, because the way the world works now with social media, you cannot do things the way you used to do, because the internet don't work the way that it used to. Let me break down just a couple things I would have told you. Number one, YouTubers are extremely important to the conversation because they are going to talk all day long, and they do their investigations and they look through TikToks and comments and likes and this and that. And those people, YouTubers, shout out to the whole YouTube community, even those of you I don't like. You all do the research. Some of you get it wrong, some of you get it right, some of you are somewhere in between, but nonetheless, there's all day long they are YouTubing this stuff. By the way, I'm going to sue some of you who keep saying things about me that aren't true, like I'm saying this or that about Beyonce, because there's a lot of titles that you all are using for clickbait that are not actual things that I've said or done, and I will sue you too. So I'm just waiting to catch y'all slipping. We're actually going through it all now. But you're still important, by the way. Well, now that the diddler has opened up the highways for people questioning what's going on, Diddy has now caused problems for Jay-Z. I told you guys I've seen Jay-Z at the Diddy parties several times, but Diddy parties and Diddy After Dark are two different things. I want to go on record of saying I never saw Jay-Z at a Diddy After Dark party. Then again, I wasn't there, so I don't know who was there. But I know that I saw Jay-Z at the Diddy parties, all of them. I also saw Diddy, if I think about, at the Rock Nation brunch that I went to. I remember Diddy and Jay inseparable at the party. They're just probably best friends. They probably both grew up in New York. They're New Yorkers. I don't know their relationship. I don't know what business they got going on, but they are really close with one another. They are friends. Jay-Z's also been very quiet as the diddler has been going through his drama, because nobody wants the diddler drama because they don't want to end up in the cell next to him. Because Diddy's case right now is starting to turn into the Epstein case, right? Where there's all these allegations of all these powerful people. And, you know, unless Diddy hangs himself in jail,
allegedly,
like he did, because that's still questionable. They think people had him killed. Epstein. We're gonna find out who was on those tapes and who was at the Diddy After Darks with the baby oil.
Actually, I said that on a previous stream, that they're taking down all the tops in every corporation, every field,
and the slimy dildos. Well, as the Diddy drama continues, other celebrities are getting name dropped and dragged into the mix, like Jay and Beyonce. Now, on top of being spotted at the Diddy all-white parties, I told you I've seen them at parties. Now, Beyonce and Jay are usually in the house when all of us degenerates are in the backyard. Okay. Jay-Z's also been linked or connected in doing business with him. Now, Jay-Z has also been tied to Diddy through rumors and longtime allegations and conspiracies. We've all seen them online. Like the one that claims Jay-Z allegedly cheated on Beyonce with Kathy Coriana White. Now, Coriana, I'm not going to read this because I knew Coriana. I've met Coriana many times, and I've been around her because I met her through Claudia Jordan. Claudia recently has spoken out about it. Well, there was this whole allegation that Jay-Z had this relationship with Coriana, and Coriana was literally young, vibrant. She appeared to be healthy, and then one day she just died. And it became a big thing when she died, because when you know somebody who's young and vibrant and all of a sudden out of nowhere just dies, people start to speculate. Well, she died at the age of 28 in 2011 of an aneurysm. Well, for years, Jaguar Wright has claimed that Kathy was Jay-Z's pregnant mistress who mysteriously died 24 hours after allegedly claiming to tell the world of their secret child. Now, I can tell you firsthand, I don't know anything about that. And Jaguar Wright may or may not know stuff. It seems like Jaguar Wright knows everything. But it also goes back to, like, if people knew of things, why they don't call the police or have people arrested. I don't know. Well, she did this interview with the Real Life Street Stars podcast, and Jaguar also alleged that Diddy knows something about Kathy's death and that he should start snitching. This is what she said.
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm, just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. Fuck you go when you get over by the industry. Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere. Which is where people like me step in.
Last question. I asked you to do this earlier, but I just want you to do it even more, go detailed. What do you predict will happen next in the future? You know, it's like you see it before it happens.
Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Now, the thing I have to say as a disclaimer is that I don't know anything about what Jaguar Wright is talking about, but I'm also not going to discredit her from not knowing anything. I wasn't there when Coriana died. I haven't looked at the medical examiner report. I haven't looked at any of that. What I do know is that this conversation is getting louder and louder and louder. It doesn't always mean anything, but it is starting to percolate. Well, having had enough of the rumors, my friend Claudia Jordan spoke up about her late friend, Kriana, and she clapped all the way back while she was on Instagram Live. She defended her friend, but first explained how she met Diddy. Look.
And some lying assholes on the Instagram, on the media, social media, that have said stuff about me. They try to tie me to things and me as well. But I don't know how many times I'll tell you. I met Diddy one time. I was at the BET Awards in 2008, I think it was, when MySpace was still around. I was at rehearsal. He was at rehearsal, and he comes up to me and says, what parties are you going to tonight? I was like, I don't know. Wouldn't you know what the parties are? And he's like, yeah. So he got my phone number, and I said he would let me know what the popping places were. I was like, cool. That's it. I went back to my house, got changed, came back for the award show, and I presented at the BET Awards when I was on the show Ballers. All right? It was a sports show on BET.
Yeah.
So when I was on stage, he texted me and says, you look so pretty. He's like, come backstage. We're all having drinks. It's a bunch of us. I was like, all right, I'm bringing my best friend, Alta, who introduced me to me. We go backstage. We had some drinks. I had one of them cheap-ass disposable cameras. Okay? I said, ooh, can we get some pictures? We took a picture. Anyone that knows me knows how playful I am. I put my hand on his face like this, and he was behind me like, you know? And I put it on my MySpace, right? I put all the people I met. Patti LaBelle, LL Cool J, the picture with Diddy, Kim Kardashian, all the people. If anyone can get into my old MySpace, you can see all the pictures. He never called me that night to tell me what party he was going to. I didn't hear from him. The next day, I get a gang of text messages and phone calls from the New York number, from his number, saying, baby girl, why are our personal pictures on Media Takeout? I said, what's Media Takeout? I didn't know what Media Takeout was at the time. He was like, call Fred. Gave me his bat line and get this off. I go, get what off? I went and looked. It was like, Diddy leaves Cassie for Deal or No Deal model. I was horrified. A, I don't do the other girl shit. I'm very adamant against that. B, I don't want to be attached to Diddy like that. I was cool with Kim Porter. It was not a good look to me, and he just had the twins. So anyways, I started calling, trying to get the shit taken down. This motherfucker texted me 56 times in one day. And his moods went from, baby girl, why are our pictures too? If I thought you did this on purpose, I would have had you hurt. And it got crazy. So I called him back one time with my publicist friend on the line, and she heard him say that he would make me disappear. So then I had to buck up back with him and said, look, motherfucker, don't talk to me like that. I'm not scared of you. This is before I heard about some of the other shitty deals, right? Hanging people upside down out of buildings. So I was popping off like, man, fuck you. You ain't about to talk to me like that. And then he goes, what are you wearing? And his tone changed. And I go, what? I never talked to him again. He never called me after that. And I have the phone still. I just have to, I couldn't charge it. The charge port went dead. So I still kept it, right? I have it. So fast forward years later, I'm at Howard's homecoming. An SUV drives by me. And someone says, someone wants to talk to you. And roll down the window. It's Diddy. And he goes, oh, you can't speak? And I was like, I didn't think we were friends after the last time I fucking interacted with you. And that is it, you guys. I saw him in Vegas at a party where Jay-Z was there. Diddy was there. My friend Kathy White, that y'all keep trying to tie me into her death. It is not true. She was not having an affair with Jay-Z. She never told me she was messing with him. Matter of fact, when she died, she had a boyfriend. His name was Malcolm, and she died with him. I need y'all to stop this rumor that she was pregnant by Jay-Z. She never told me that. I never seen her pregnant. I seen her drinking. We went to Magic Mountain, Six Flags together, and was on the rides. These are not things that people that are pregnant by superstars do. No. They try to protect that fetus. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. So I need y'all to stop, and people keep saying this shit, and it pisses me off. I'm sure it doesn't make her family feel good to constantly see this being brought up, that she was this mistress. She never told me. I met her in Memorial Day weekend in 2008, okay? I went to Vegas with my friend Nikki Chu, so go ask her, okay? I've been not saying her name. She introduced me to her. We stayed in the same hotel room because back then we was broke. Yeah. Okay? You know what girls do in Vegas. We did a girls trip. And she was like, my girl Corey, she's cool. When we went out, we saw Jay-Z's assistant, who knew me from before. I auditioned for his videos, and we were cool. She invited us to dinner at Tao. Diddy, Jay-Z, Larry Johnson was at the dinner table. And this is an exclusive, y'all. I'm finally telling y'all. We was all around. Kathy was there. Nobody was hitting on us. We were actually sitting there we don't belong at this table. And then we all walked to Tao, the back entrance, and it was at a club.
We were laughing during this thing. Why were you laughing? About the phone part.
Oh, because you have kept every phone you have ever had.
Every single phone.
It's a bag full of them.
Blackberries.
Oh my God.
Sidekicks.
The
Am I
receipts
lying?
are
No. Every
locked and
single
loaded.
phone I've ever had. Why? Because y'all not gonna try me. I don't even know what receipts I have to go through because every phone I've ever had I have. Because I don't trust nobody. And this is why, shout out to Claudia for spending all that time doing all that. This is why I don't go to the internet and clear shit up. Because if I ever have to clear it up, I just use the receipts I have. Do you think people should be going online clarifying shit for the audience? What does that do for people? What does all that do for the audience right now?
I think the clarification was for her friend who had passed away because she can't defend herself, and now everybody's like, oh, she was a mistress, she was this, so everybody's painting her in a certain kind of way. So I think that's why she's kind of clearing up the rumor about her friend.
And I feel like she was real clear on I talked to him one time, we had one interaction because people are probably like, they were best friends, they were hanging out all the time.
Well, we had a show on Revolt, and they think that I'm texting Diddy at night while he's restocking his baby oil cabinet. I don't know the man like that. I will say, though, the way she described how he flipped and, was nice one minute and then flipped, or crazy one minute and then flipped, he did that to me. That's what I'm saying. She's not lying. And the one thing about Claudia, she take lots of damn pictures and lots of damn videos. That girl she could create a documentary from just her phone. But she doesn't lie. And so, there's that. But people have asked because, there's this whole thing that me and Claudia knew that Jay-Z had this girl pregnant and someone had her killed. I don't know nothing about who Coriana was, or Kathy was sleeping with, or what man she had or didn't have. Me and her weren't even friends like that. Her and Claudia were friends, and I was Claudia's right hand at the time. I didn't know her like that. I knew her, but not like that. But this has been something that goes on and on and on. And I'm glad that Claudia finally addressed it because I just got tired of it. The internet literally thinks that I know Jay-Z killed this woman when I don't know that. I don't know it to not be true. I just don't know anything. Well, calling out Claudia, Diddy, and Jay-Z. Calling out Claudia, Diddy, and Jay-Z. Here's what Jaguar told Piers Morgan. And before I play this, let me say this. The views expressed by Jaguar Wright on the Piers Morgan show do not reflect those over here. But it created a conversation that people are talking about. And now that there's been action, we have to talk about that. So these are all allegations.
Allegedly.
It's Jaguar Wright. But it happened on the Piers Morgan show, which makes it kind of questionable in terms of legitimacy because when you go on the Piers Morgan show, you think it's all legitimate. And that, I think, where's the issue. Well, anyway, I'm not going to play what Jaguar said on the Piers Morgan show because I've been on the show and I know what Piers does. He lays the trap for you to walk into, and you have to decide how you want to answer a question. I know when I'm on the Piers Morgan show, he's going to say some real crazy shit, but he's going to say it in a way that gets me to say the crazier stuff. Well, I say it the way I say it, and if you see me on the Piers Morgan show, you know how I handle it. And it is called the Piers Morgan Uncensored. Like Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. But anyway. Well, Jaguar was Jaguar. And she went on that show on a major...
Ugh. Jason Lee claims that Jay-Z and Beyonce have been calling him regarding Diddy's allegations. Wow. That's wild.